to my brother David Hundeyi is to get out of Ghana.
Hello, my lovely people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jane. If this is the first time you are seeing me, thank you so much for stopping by. My return subscribers, I love you. Thank you. I thank you. I thank you, and I thank you, and I cannot thank you enough. I thank you. So today, David Hundeyi cried out from Ghana. You know, all this time he has always come out, speak and say everything that he has to say, but I don't know exactly. I know Nigerian government, because he's a journalist. Nigerian government ran him out of the country, trying to get him to delete him, and he ran out and he filed for asylum. I just found out that it was in Ghana. I was thinking that it was some part, either Canada or something, but he's in Ghana. So he's been in Ghana. So only for him recently, but before I tell you that, about 2 years ago, NNAMDI Kanu was run out of the country too when they went to delete him in his house. After he was jailed for 2 years, released, and before the court case, I think it was 4 to 5 days before his coming court case, Nigerian government in the night, in the middle of the night, went to his home to go and kidnap him. When they got there, his supporters refused for them to kidnap him. They deleted over 28 people in his home, plus his dog. And this incident that I am telling you guys now deleted his mother, deleted his father, because it happened in their home, in their palace, and they were gone. So NNAMDI Kanu, his supporters saved him, threw him all over the fence, and how he ended up where he ended up for him to survive it. For over a year, nobody heard anything about him, and thank God he survived it, and he came out of it. He was a British citizen. So from there, he stayed out where he is, and be telling Nigerians what is going on, opening Nigerians' eyes and telling Nigerians, hey, listen to what is happening. Oh, this is what is happening. Oh, since he started listing this is when Buhari was the president. He started listing all the important positions in Nigeria, how all of them are Fulani, how all of them are from the president's place. He started listening, all of them. He started saying what they have done and what they are doing and what they would do. They sent out for him these criminals in Nigeria. Oh God, Jesus, please, God, please help us. They sent out the army and police, use our jet, and spent money, a lot of money, with Kenya, and they kidnapped him on his innocent trip that he was going to. Even when, oh man, they used people in Nigeria and kidnapped NNAMDI Kanu, and he's still in jail till now that I am talking to you. Now another person that is open, this is with Muhammadu Buhari, and Muhammadu Buhari, the Nigerians have cried and screamed and did everything. The court have released NNAMDI Kanu. Say, releasing NNAMDI Kanu, NNAMDI Kanu did nothing. Every court that have said it to release him, the government of Nigeria refused to listen to the case of NNAMDI Kanu, refused to listen to the judges, the court cases that he has won, and they're still keeping him in court today. So now what is happening is, Tinubu, the INEC select president. So during this Niger problem, that the coup happened, Tinubu gathered the armies and the whatever to get ready to go to war to Niger. To get ready to go to war to Niger. And they were doing it in secretive. Nigerians were Nigerian armies that I don't know where they are from. We are trying to go out in the middle of the night to go and delete people in Niger. Nigers are like brothers and sisters. They are very, very good. In short, we have border that about 7 or 8 states in Nigeria is just cross over and go there. This is Niger, this is Nigeria. They just cross like this and go do businesses today. Ahmed Bola Tinubu wanted to use overnight and go and go to war. So David came in the middle. David is a Jesus, thank you Lord for his life. David came and busted their bubbles and told Nigerians this is what they want to do. Ahmed Bola Tinubu want to take Nigerians to war to Niger. And the social media exploded. They started carrying it all over the place. They started saying what is happening. The news started reporting it. So that's why this is before he went to Senate to get permission to go to war. So by this time, it has spread thanks to David Hundeyi. So David Hundeyi busted their bubble and saved thousands of lives in Nigeria and in Niger. So when people started talking about it, he went to, because if people didn't start talking about it, they will go to this Sudan Senate and they will pass it for them to go to war. And guess what? When they pass it, they will get out of the country because they know what is happening in Niger will be happening in Nigeria. But because people have had it, people are watching them, eyes are on them, they were not able to pass it. So the other countries started talking about it because of David Hundeyi. Do you know all the certificate that is happening now? All the fake certificate that is happening? This boy put it up on himself and said, I must find out. He already have a copy, but it's just that Atiku cannot use that because the stupid judges over there will not use that unless he will go to a court in America and America will certify it and give it to him. Okay. He's following it. And who busted all this thing? David Hundeyi. So what is happening now is a report came to David Hundeyi. These people are playing with the millennium that know how the world moves. The millennium that know how the internet moves. The millennium that knows have eyes all over the place. They are playing. How can somebody who didn't go to school know what Hundeyi know? He cannot. He cannot. So now the recent one they just did was to send. They want to send a army, Nigerian jet, to go and kidnap this boy from Ghana. The same way they kidnapped NNAMDI Kanu from Kenya. And the Kenyan government worked with Nigeria, and somebody that visited their country legally, that did not come in there without paper, they fought with that and transferred NNAMDI Kanu to them, and they are holding him till today. And nothing was done internationally to Kenya and Nigeria. All they did was just talk. How can they talk? Because they know what NNAMDI Kanu was saying is good. They know what NNAMDI Kanu was saying was correct. Now, they have started what they did in NNAMDI Kanu to David Hundeyi. They sent out a jet. It's not they want. They sent out a jet to go to Ghana. And now the boy got the message. So the boy said, I wanted to keep it, but I can't keep it. This is my decision to bring it out. He cried out and said, Ghanaian people, I came to your country. I came to your country because you have the history of keeping people in safe place when they are running from people who want to delete them. That's why I came here. I'm going to put the video so you can hear it yourself. So this is David Hundeyi cry for the world to hear him. But before I put this video, my advice to my brother David Hundeyi is to get out of Ghana now. Get out. I don't care what is going on. All these people that you know everywhere, use it, get asylum somewhere else and get out of Ghana. Because all these African countries, they are money hungers. They are power hungers. They can do anything. They can sell their children to get power. They can sell their mothers and their fathers without caring for what is going to happen to them. So if I were you now, I would get out of Ghana now. So because what happened to NNAMDI Kanu, we don't want it to happen to you. And these people, the blood of people have already gotten into their brains.
They don't give a damn who they delete. So my brother David Hundeyi, please get out of Ghana and go somewhere else. Get out, and get out. So watch him tell you what Nigerian government is doing. From me to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
David Hundeyi. I'm an investigative journalist from Nigeria, and I'm constrained to send out this public appeal to the Ghanaian government, to the Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, the Ghanaian Minister of the Interior, Honorable Ambrose Derry, and to the Chair of the Ghana Refugee Board, Prof. Kenneth Atafua. I fled Nigeria in 2020, and I applied for asylum in Ghana in early 2021. In May 2022, I was granted refugee status in Ghana. Consequently, I was also issued a Ghanaian refugee travel document, a refugee passport, which I have subsequently used extensively to travel across Africa and around the world. Now, last month, when there was the ongoing back and forth between those who wanted to go to war within the ECOWAS bloc, those who wanted to go to war with the coup regime in Niger, and those who didn't, something happened. The Nigerian president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, made a move to deploy Nigerian special forces illegally into Nigerian territory to enforce a no-fly zone, which is a euphemism for essentially staging a military attack, an unprovoked military attack against an independent sovereign nation and a friendly country to Nigeria. As was expected, most people in the Nigerian government, in the Nigerian military, and in the citizenry at large weren't at all on board with this. But Mr. Tinubu was clearly desperate to start this war with Niger, a war that nobody wanted. Subsequently, a secret document was leaked to me, a document which contained basically attack instructions and basically staging plans for this illegal invasion of Niger. And I knew that by putting this document out, I could potentially stop a catastrophic invasion, which would lead to an immense and unnecessary loss of West African life. So that's exactly what I did. Early August, I put out this document. And it had the desired effect. It did, in fact, stop the invasion. Subsequently, Mr. Tinubu then tried to seek permission from Nigeria's Senate to deploy the Nigerian military into Niger. The Senate knocked this back. And to all intents and purposes, the invasion essentially became a stillbirth, right? It didn't happen. Which, from the point of view of, I think, any right-thinking person in the ECOWAS sub-region, was definitely a good outcome, right? What definitely under no circumstances should have happened should have been a military invasion of Niger by Nigeria, leading to an outcome that no one would have been better off. Well, I could spend an hour explaining the many different ways that this would have been a terrible idea, but I'm sure most people know this just as well as I do. It would have been something that would have been catastrophic and would have benefited nobody except probably Mr. Tinubu himself. Now, after I leaked this document, I was made aware from several sources that the Nigerian military establishment and the Nigerian intelligence establishment became essentially particularly enraged with me. So I've been a person of interest for a long time, but with that I became designated as something of an enemy of state. And as my, as fortune or luck, bad luck would have it, just a month before this happened, the fact that I do travel with a Ghanaian passport, that I have a Ghanaian passport and I travel with it, had become exposed to the public through no fault of my own, following a very unfortunate event in Zimbabwe, after which the permanent secretary at the Zimbabwean Ministry of Information, probably thinking that he was scoring a point against some sort of foreign journalist following their issues with foreign journalists, decided to tweet to a global audience the fact that I did claim asylum in Ghana and that I travel with a Ghanaian travel document. As a result of this, the Nigerian establishment knew who to speak to if they wanted to get a hold of me. They were aware that I had claimed asylum in Ghana and that I used a Ghanaian travel document. So I was informed that a Nigerian intelligence agency, I'm not sure whether it was the National Intelligence Agency or the Defense Intelligence Agency, but one of these foreign intelligence institutions dispatched a jet to Accra to basically have me illegally rendered to Nigeria. Apparently they wrote a letter to the Ghanaian government accusing me of apparently aiding terrorism by supposedly revealing the locations of soldiers, and apparently I was also guilty of treason, whatever that means. Now, it seemed as if the matter was going to end there. But more recently, I've come to find out that the Tinubu government is still trying very hard to enact some sort of illegal rendition. So the latest tactic apparently is to lean on the Ghanaian government and accuse me of having apparently sabotaged an ECOWAS mission, and in so doing, basically compromised the bloc security of the ECOWAS region, in which case Ghana, being itself an ECOWAS member, is then obligated to cancel my asylum, to revoke my refugee status, and to revoke my Ghanaian passport. The Nigerian government's hope is that in revoking my passport, whatever travel privileges or visa or residency privileges I enjoy anywhere in the world will be compromised, and as a result, it will then be more possible for them, using the various avenues that are available to obviously a nation state, to have somebody extradited or to have somebody illegally rendered. In this case, a journalist who fled the country because of his work and claimed political asylum in another country and gained full refugee status. But the Nigerian government obviously has no problem trying to flout international law in this way. Now, the reason I'm making this appeal publicly to the Ghanaian government and to the individuals I mentioned at the outset is because I'm aware that even though the Ghanaian government, as I mentioned, has a relatively great track record when it comes to obeying international law and not behaving obnoxiously in the international space, which was why I chose to claim asylum in Ghana in the first place, I'm also aware that there's a limit to which Ghana might be able to resist the cajoling or the bullying of Nigeria, which obviously exerts a lot of influence over the Ghanaian government. So I thought it would be prudent to put this out there. I know that the Nigerian government is trying to do all of this in secret, which is why I was only able to obtain this information, through a fashion, right? This isn't information that is out there, but I'm putting it out there on purpose, hoping that it makes some kind of a difference, because at the end of the day, I do believe that just the same way as Ghana had every opportunity to give me up in the first place. When I claimed asylum in Ghana, there was every opportunity to use me as a diplomatic bargaining chip with Nigeria if it wanted to. But I know that Ghana is not that kind of country. I know that the Ghanaian government historically has a lot of respect for international law. The Ghanaian government historically has a very strong Pan-Africanist outlook, and the Ghanaian government generally tends to lend itself to being a safe haven for people who are fleeing political persecution.